Hey guys, it's me Bethany, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about the Adrien being a Sentimonster theory. So this theory, I am in between on if I believe it or not, because a part of it I actually understand and I actually have my own theories covering why he could possibly be a Sentimonster and why he is probably maybe a Sentimonster, but then the other side of me is like, this doesn't make any sense. So yeah, but obviously this is just a theory. We are not confirming that this is what's happening or what is happening, and it has not been confirmed. So anyway, I'm going to be talking about a few Sentimonster theories that I have, talking about directly the Adrien being a Sentimonster theory and why I do and don't believe it. So anyway, let's go. So a few months ago, whenever this theory first came out, I actually had the theory, what if everyone in Paris and stuff is actually a Sentimonster? And that's why so many different people get controlled by Hawkmoth so easily, because you could just assume maybe they're able to kind of break through the emotions and stuff, kind of like how Marinette does, but all of them seem to always, within seconds, kind of give in and let themselves get akumatized. And that's really the only theory I have, just talking about Sentimonsters in general, but now I'm going to be talking about just the Adrien being a Sentimonster theory in general. So anyway, let's go. So a theory I had about Adrien being a Sentimonster is, what if the main reason why Gabriel and Emily didn't let him go to public school or really hang out with tons of people is because they thought it would be noticeable how different and I guess they thought it would be obvious he wasn't actually human and that he was actually a creation from the... He still was allowed to go to school in the end, but if you think about it, it was Natalie who convinced Gabriel to let him go. So what if Natalie said that she would work on trying to make him seem more normal if people did start to realize that he was different than them? And also, what if the main reason why Adrien wasn't able to choose what he wanted to be in the future and why his childhood created as a Sentimonster, so then he didn't really that created them into another piece of possible evidence? Understand this theory and why I don't wonder about almost any second of an episode that there could be possible proof of guide is this can't be a true theory because it's such a big deal that I feel like if it was this big of a deal, we would already know. But I feel like with this theory, to understand it more, or to understand if it is real or isn't real, then we do have to know more evidence on, not evidence, but more information on Emily, because Emily is the one who, if he was a Sentimonster, Emily would be the person that controlled him. So I feel like to really understand this theory, we do have to know about Emily more, which we barely know much about Emily. So I feel like that's why I can't fully believe this theory, but I feel like there's a lot of evidence backing it up, and this is one of the biggest miraculous theories I have ever heard, and I definitely am a very big fan of this theory. It's just I feel like it would be so sad if he was, but it would be so cool if he is at the same time. But yeah, so I feel like it's just something that we kind of have to know more information on some of the characters and some of the backgrounds on certain characters to understand it more, on if it is a legit theory that is actually happening, or if it isn't if it is just a theory. So anyway, that's all for today's video. Sorry if it's kind of confusing, because I wanted to talk about why I do but don't believe it, and also some theories I have on it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day or night, guys.